Why Christianity fails the Christians is because they want all the credit as the world's saviors. When you want all the credit, you get all the blame. They're opposites, they're polarities. So the overglorified praise dwellers that just want to praise God is vanity in the mind and in the heart to God. And then to glorify, God doesn't need glorified. God doesn't need praise. God needs our love and our gratitude. And those are foundations of God in and on earth. So if you've got a religious fixation that you're stuck on and you think your religion's better than all the rest, you wonder why you get blamed from other people a lot? There's your answer. You've been asking God, and some of us know some of the answers to share. We all got a piece of the puzzle. So to not really focus on yourself and understand yourself and see if you're doing that, you have set yourself up for contempt of broken law made through God, with God, for God, onto the earth. When you break those laws, divine laws, universal laws, the law of polarity, the law of relativity, the law of karma or compensation or cause and effect, those are the same, those last three. The law of vibration, the law of gender, and the law of God is, or one, the one in the many. These are all laws, and they ebb and weave and flow through the consciousness of creation. And we can see these laws in the Bible. Moses, he didn't advance to the gates through the heaven, but he could listen very well to implement rules back in the day. At that time, the consciousness was pretty much dog eat dog, or an eye for an eye, or tooth for a tooth. Well, then Christ came along, and a lot of the Jews couldn't handle that, and so they keep still to this day are getting revenge. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. This is all about materialism. It's stuck materialism. Cause and effect, law of compensation, and the law of polarity. Many of the Jewish religion people, they think they're better than the Christians and vice versa, and it's just a joke, really. But when the individual consciousness saturates itself in that, it sets one up for blame, because this glorified self, or this glorified your God's better, sets up for a breakage in the law of karma and the law of polarity. Very strong. So in the law of polarity, we've got prejudice and tolerance as law of the mind, and law of the soul is forgiveness. Well, Christ came along and upgraded Moses' idea and said, if they slap you in one cheek, turn to the other. In other words, don't give hate for hate. Don't give anger to anger. That's revenge. That's Moses' law. So then he upgraded it, but many of the Jewish wanted to stay saturated in the physical consciousness, into the anatomy. And that's not what the Christ was talking about, and Moses wasn't talking about that. But so many become stupefied and don't really think past what the doctrines are saying. I don't know it all, but I do know those laws, and I do implement them in myself, and I do know some things other people don't know, and I do know from experience that the opposite of prejudice and intolerance becomes blame because of a lack of forgiveness. Forgiveness is the quality of the soul. Soul, right? Soul belongs to God. That's what's the part of God. It's called a virtue. Forgiveness is a virtue. It's hard sometimes when, some bad things happen here, some awful things on earth. We think they're bad, but they're lessons, they're teachings. And if we don't look at it that way, we set it up as revenge. We set it up to get back. And then we set it up as, I'm going to get them or whatever. And this is just prejudice, revenge, and blame. Well, if you do that for a long time, you are trying to forgive and let go. And doesn't mean, if someone slaps you, you got to turn the cheek, everything. But if they slap you, step back as well. In today's world, it's saying don't do revenge. So maybe you had some bad things happen in your life. Maybe, horrible things happen to people. And you want to make them strong. You want to make them courageous, and you want to make them with gratitude. That's what Christ meant when he said, resist not evil. And if you resist the evil or the bad or the hurt or the pain, you're going to keep recreating it in creation. So somehow you got to get to the point to go, I don't know, how's that pain good? Not to be, sadistic or anything or masochistic with it, but more of what is that pain teaching me? Why does this keep happening, and what keeps happening? Better to know the what first before the why. What is this? What is this coming from? Where is this coming from? Who is this coming from? What is God trying to tell me? You have to investigate your insides in order to understand that. My parents passed on a few years back, maybe even 10 now. It's time kind of goes fast. And I know more about my parents after they passed than when they were in the body, because I investigate myself. I found out many, many things they never even told me by investigating myself. My dad donated the sperm. My mom donated the ovum. I study my sperm and my ovum that was donated by them to become myself. It's a true science. It's a science of love and life. If you want to accelerate it, eat solar nutrition or chronobiotic nutrition. It upgrades the digestive tract into eating frozen light food on time to nature. Nature's the antidote for creation if you want to prove your soul, but they're trying to make you into a technological, mechanical, chemicalized being, our science today. But the truer scientists realize it's beyond that. It's about physics applied to the body, physics applied to the being. So physics are laws. Polarity is a law. Blame is a byproduct of judgment. So you have to investigate what you're judging so harshly. And a lot of times it's something about the parent, or something about unfairness with the parent, or that, they didn't do what you think they should do. And everything happens for divine purpose and divine reasons. So you want to start investigating with divine laws, truth, in order to get proper answers. A good book I learned that from, Raise the Dawn, written in 1931, and learned about the solar nutrition 30 plus years ago from Bergstrom, who learned from Adano, whom Bergstrom wrote a book called Chronobiotic Nutrition, and Raise the Dawn was written by Dr. Thurman Fleet. Those are some very helpful books. It's nothing that you just read once and put it down. It's something that you read and reread, not to memorize the book like they teach you in university, but to study yourself, apply to yourself. The ones that apply to themselves, they're the ones that know something. The ones that study it to pass the test, they don't get it. They're just in their head. So application is the key to consciousness.